Well, we like to travel.
We'd like to do what we do best, actually, and we're a good teammate, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're a good team.
The bus's patients and husband and wife team Peter and Rosemary are providing nursing care to disabled New Zealanders. They're offering respite care to people who live in remote parts of our country.
Because we're not expecting to make any great fortune or business out of it. We just thought there's a need for it and we can provide it.
For the past 7 years, Peter and Rosemary have been based at their whata home.
Hey,
Do you think?
Pretty heavy.
When they started thinking about expanding their services to smaller communities, Patience was born.
He thinks we're business people. We're not. We haven't got an entrepreneurial bone in our bodies collectively.
I like it. This one?
They use their combined skills, and we're not talking fishing here, to look after others. Rosemary's a qualified caregiver, and Peter's a tetraplegic. He had a diving accident 38 years ago. For them, it's all about caring for others.
We have heard tales of, like, say, a husband caring for his wife with multiple sclerosis and desperately needs a break. And the only way he can get a break is by the wife going into a rest home. And sometimes that's not an appropriate place for a younger person to go. And also even an older person, because if you're comfortable in your own home, then that's really probably where you should be.
And so every now and then, they pack up the van and head to where there's a need. It's been quite a process getting 7-metre long patients ready for the road. Peter and Rosemary bought her as a bare bus and designed their own fit-out. The idea for going mobile came when they needed some help themselves. They realised how hard it was to get care in rural areas.
I needed surgery a couple of Christmases ago, and we had to get caregivers out here to do Peter for about a week, and it was costing $20 a trip to come out from town. They were here for an hour, and it's $22 an hour for the caregiver and $20 for travel. And we thought, well, what if you were living in, you know, up the back of Parongi or somewhere like there? You'd be paying a lot for travel. Thought, well, maybe we should try something like that. And like most things, it's the two of us. We arrived at it at the same time.
Well, we just thought there was a need for it, and we like to travel, so we could combine the two together. And we know what it's like to get carers out in the rural district.
Patience is their home when they're away from home. To be honest, it reminds me a bit of Peter and Rosemary. There's no frills here. It's really just down to earth and whatever works. As I was saying, there's no frills, and it's whatever works, sometimes. There's a major feature. What happens if it breaks down? You're in remote New Zealand.
Oh, you mean the hoist, you mean?
The hoist, sorry.
It has got a manual overlock on it.
Right.
Yeah, it has. It's got a little pump thing that you can
We
use.
weren't going to tell you about that.
Yeah, we weren't. We were just going to leave you in there.
So you won't get stuck in the wops?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So how did you come up with the name?
Well, we're coming back from the South Island, going up the Hunderleys, following a camper van, Lice, and we thought we need patience.
I see the windows are actually tinted out. That comes in handy.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
Complete privacy.
sit on the loo with a view and no one knows you're there.
Brilliant. So are there any design features that you're particularly proud of?
They've sloped all the ramp, the back part third to one hole and water drainage, and
Yep.
and Rosemary came up with the idea of the shower curtain attached to the wall, and
Good old Velcro.
we haven't had any problems with it.
The storage, a major issue.
Oh, yes, we needed somewhere to store spare wheelchair wheels and tyres, as you'd understand that. And that's up here. And Peter's fishing rod holder sits
Of
up
course.
there too.
They're not the type to sit around and do nothing, and have kept themselves busy since the day they got together.
Well, Rosemary was one of my carers, and things just happened, I guess.
As they do.
I think Rosemary knew it was happening before I did.
Rubbish. You jumped me.
You can't say that.
I can. I thought he was very bold, to be perfectly honest. I thought he was very
It
brave.
was 3 years later.
It was. It took him 3 years. God, you're slow.
And Rosemary's doing a great job as Peter's carer. After 38 years in her chair, Peter's still in excellent health.
Because he pushes a wheelchair, he's got good chest wall muscles, so his breathing's really good. He's not had a chest infection ever, I don't think. Certainly not in the time I've known. He barely ever gets the flu.
Today, we're following Peter and Rosemary to nearby Matangi, where they're looking after tetraplegic Kevin.
I do the physical things and he does the intellectual things, playing Scrabble and endless games of poker.
I'm still ahead though.
Yeah, well, your turn.
They've got empathy, but they're not about being patronising or overly sympathetic, you know. It's just pretty straightforward and practical sort of people.
I have cared for people with multiple sclerosis and motor neurone disease, and as well as the spinal cord injuries. So it's a fairly good range of age groups, from newborns through to really quite elderly people. We don't mind. We really don't mind.
So if you live in a remote area in New Zealand and you're looking for some respite care, give Peter and Rosemary a call. They're willing to go anywhere their bus will. The feeling I'm getting is you're both very giving people.
Oh,
I know.
Saint Rosemary and Saint Peter. No, there's already a Saint Peter. I think we're just normal people.